Yeah, we can go ahead and talk about Roman Reigns. Now, this was in character. Some of it was. But he was on the Pat McAfee show talking about the creative, which he buried, and he also buried Braun Breaker, which I don't see a lot of people pointing that one out. But he did bury Braun Breaker a little bit, and he buried creative. First, we can hear what he said about Braun Breaker.
You gotta learn all the different nuances to this game. You got to sharpen every blade in your set. So I think Breaker's got a hell of a future in front of him as long as he kind of stays out of my wheelhouse of what I'm trying to do. I think he'll be all right. But he's still got a long ways to go. I'd love to see him not get nervous on ESPN and get quiet on you, because I think there's a lot of personality there.
What's your problem?
Hey, it takes time, bro.
I agree.
What? I can't. I gotta jab back now. I gotta fight back. We can't just let these kids are calling us old and shit. You know what I mean? So I gotta, we gotta come back. Don't get nervous on national television, son. You know what I mean?
That was awesome. Yeah, so complimentary.
But not even that. This is global. This is Pat McAfee. You can't.
So that's what he said about Breaker.
That wasn't too bad.
Yeah. Basically, the context there, which I cut out, was they asked him about Breaker, specifically, his spear, and everybody was like, oh, some people were saying that's the best spear. So then that got Roman talking about, it's a little jab there. Now, I didn't find the moment he was talking about on ESPN, but it's kind of a cyclical moment. John Cena, it's called a promo, kid. If you're going to be in the big league, you better learn it. Remember, he did that to Roman, and now Roman's here, like, hey, if you're going to be on ESPN, you can't be getting nervous. So kind of the same thing. But yeah, that's what he said about Breaker. Now, the juicy part that everybody seems to have turned into a talking point here, he went on to talk about the creative. Well, he says a lot of things, but I'll let him do the talking on what he says here.
Seen him 50,000 times over the last 3 days, but is it nice every once in a while?
Just grasping on the relevancy, right?
Well,
just please see me.
And it's the same thing, because we kind of had the same conversation when we were in Vegas last year for WrestleMania. But do you kind of just pick and choose and let people know, like, okay, hey, you guys can kind of do your thing, but when I come back, when the big dog comes back into town, like, this is my show, and it will always be my show?
I think, there's always a mindset of that, but to be completely honest and transparent here, 2 years ago, it all changed around. And what I've been doing out there hasn't exactly been the same of what I've done before. And the way I look at it is I'm a generous tribal chief. I give the people plenty of time. These young talent, they say we hog all the TV time. They'll complain about one thing, and then I leave an opening. I give them plenty of space to create, whatever type of superstardom they want. Get over, kids. Yeah. Get over. You know what I mean? And we're 2 years here now. And we haven't advanced. We haven't evolved. You know what I mean? We have great leadership. And Nick Khan, God bless him, what a businessman. He's a genius. But we have to be able to keep up with that creatively. And that's why people like me, people who are striving to be the very best, the greatest, the GOATs, the MJs, I just can't sit around and see mediocrity. Not when I set it up for everybody to just slam it home. We're on Netflix, for crying out loud. Come on! You gotta capitalize. We got people over here playing around trying to figure it out. And I got the formula. I know how to cook it up. You know what I mean? So it's been a tough couple of years for me, but at the same time, when you come off such a hell of a run, you gotta kind of just pump the brakes for a second. I got 5 children at home. I wear, we all wear those 2 important hats, being a husband and a father. You got to be able to, click. And I've been on the road for a long time. So I needed to be able to pull back a little bit, but I'm fully capable. I'm only 40 years old. With all the tech and all the information we have now, I feel like I'm 25 years old. So I'm still good to go. You know what I mean?
Well, I appreciate you doing your schedule to help the other talent, not yourself.
So there's a lot in there.
That's a lot of what he didn't say. I noticed he praised Nick Khan, hell of a businessman, but didn't seem to be all that flattering on the creative side.
And who's in charge of creative? Mr. 2K cover himself, Triple H.
And he basically said it was better when Vince was here. Because like 2 years ago, our world got rocked, and I'm not doing the same shit I was doing.
So yeah, without saying it outright, he's saying Vince used him better than he is being used right now. Which, I mean, is he even lying? I'm a Bronson Reed fan, but was he coming back? This whole Shula Fala getting his shoes taken every week. This is Roman Reigns we're talking about. Why is he getting his shoes taken?
Right.
And that's what he's coming back for. Like, he comes back, gets his shoes taken, leaves for whatever time. And that's, again, about him being a part-timer.
And before that, it was his necklace.
Yeah, the necklace. Yes, since his run as being the tribal chief with the title, basically everything's been about something getting stolen from him. That's his storylines right now. Stuff getting stolen.
That and trying to make Jay a man. Now Jay's a tag team champion, getting ready to face Otis.
Yeah, so failed there too. So yeah, kind of indirectly praised Vince. And then he said, we got to keep up creatively, which, again, Triple H is in charge of creative. So without saying it, you're basically saying Triple H ain't doing shit. I mean, unless you're a genuine React streamer, everybody else can see that the product isn't in that boom period that they like to tell us we're in. The ratings are going backwards. SmackDown, let's just say SmackDown for 4 weeks straight now has been under 1 million views. And I guess you can blame, they're on a different time zone. Let's go ahead and throw that excuse there. Netflix, Raw barely makes it in the top 10 from week to week. Depends on what new comes out. Getting beat by fireplaces over the Christmas break.
Yeah, that's not a good look.
This goes along with like what Stone Cold said, is like they just follow the same formula. There's nothing creative happening.
Nope.
You start the show, someone comes out, someone else interrupts, and that's your main event for the evening. Like,
they're even like regurgitating storylines, like with the U.S. title.
Yes.
And then the hooded guy.
The hooded guy who attacked Braun Breaker.
Using Seth Rollins moves.
Using Seth Rollins' move. Even Wade Barrett. Oh, we've seen this before. Yes, we have. Like 2 weeks ago.
The worst part is they don't push any envelopes. It's just all fucking safe, and I don't know. There's no gold dust wearing a G-string.
Well, there's Kit Wilson. That's about as far as they can take it. Who wasn't in the Royal Rumble, which I was interested to see if he was going to be in the Royal Rumble, 1, and 2, how the reaction was going to be. Because over there, I don't think they play like that. So I was interested to see how that was going to go over. But they played it safe and just didn't have him show up. Yeah, there's just regurgitated storylines. So formulaic. Just like going back to Raw, where CM Punk and AJ Styles ended up being the main event. And maybe this is just a wrestling thing in me, but I was like, this whole interaction, had that not taken place, what was the main event?
It's a good question.
Yeah, I was just thinking that because, they came out, AJ Styles, and, CM Punk was skirting around the idea. And then later on, Pierce makes it official. It was like, well, if that didn't happen, then what was the main event going to be?
What was the match before that?
Was it that tag team match?
So maybe that. It is for the tag titles. I'm not saying that'd be better. I'm just saying that would be the main event. Or they could have had Balor challenge Punk again. I want my rematch.
Obviously, they had it planned out, but it just goes into the whole formula thing. Like, someone comes out, they interrupt, and then that sets up the main event, and we're redoing storylines left and right.
It doesn't seem very creative.
It's not.
It's hard to lose yourself in like the universe of the WWE when they don't even try. And if they are trying, that's even worse.
I don't think they are. As Roman Reigns kind of said there, Nick Khan is such a great businessman. So he's making them, hands over fist in cash. They're getting these deals. They're selling everything they can sell. $5 billion from Netflix. However much the Saudis paid for this Royal Rumble. So yeah, they're getting money. Like, generations are going to be able to live off the money they're getting. So they don't really have to try. And they kind of take the fans for granted. Like, oh, you're going to be there. Because we got these new style of fans who do what you're told. We're going to tell you how to react, when to react, and you're going to like it. And then if you try to buck the system, then now you get alienated. Or, other words they say is you're negative, you're miserable. Those are all the kind of things they say. if you, for some reason, go against the business. If you try to speak up, then you got a mental illness or you're miserable in life. You probably get cheated on. But then when you hear people like Roman say it, now what do you got to say about it? Is he miserable?
He might be.
Yeah, he said he's got 5 kids. He's probably miserable.
Well, no, I mean, just like we said, the only thing he's got to do is worry about the shit that's been stolen from him, like his shoes and his necklace. He hasn't chased any titles. He hasn't been in any real meaningful feuds. He was in War Games, and then he went away. He's not in any of the major storylines. There's no bloodline. They're trying to do this thing with Team Heyman, which bloodline shit I could get behind. This Team Heyman stuff,
I mean, I think I could get behind it, but I would like to have some compelling story.
Yeah.
Like you said, we're already back to the hooded guy doing Seth Rollins moves. And it's been, what, a month since that happened?
Theory just came to the group. I think he's had like 2 matches with the team.
And they're already back to that storyline.
Yeah. Fucking stupid. And then you got Chris Park in the fucking back. Oh, it would have made a bigger moment if they would have had that spot on top of the ladder. Shut the fuck up.
That was about you. We were going to show them that you're the biggest loser. That was your moment. You were going to be the loser there. Yeah, Unreal as a whole probably isn't helping either.
But we knew that was season 1. I don't know why they're doing another one.
Well, they're doing another one too. Now, it didn't pan out, but people were suggesting this whole AJ Styles retirement tease here. They were suggesting that this was for Unreal season 3, especially with like what Shinsuke put out. They thought that this was all, building for the next season of Unreal. So they hang their hat on tricking people on storylines. But my thing is, it's almost like they're saving all the creative for Unreal.
Like all the ideas?
Yes, the creative. It's not for the betterment of the show, but it's for the betterment of Unreal.
Like, oh, this will be really good for when we do our Unreal thing. Okay.
Yes. Any good idea that they're having is, basically so that they have a good thing for Unreal. And it seems like that's where the focus is.
I don't know what their fucking focus is, but it's not on the shit that made us start watching in the first place.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it would be better or worse with Vince, because I know like we were all clamoring for him to fucking go away because his shit was stale too. But I do know that he at least made shit interesting.
Well, I don't know if it would be better with Vince. I couldn't say it would be worse. Yeah, there's some bad shit, but yeah, he at least tried stuff. For instance, like that group, Retribution, there it is. So the Retribution, which was pretty bad overall, but at least it was something to talk about.
Yeah, I just know that there were stories, even though it was like bad stories. They got you hooked into a point.
Yeah, or like Austin Theory with the golden egg. Yes, that was a bad story. Were you around for that one?
No. Thank God.
So this happened during a SummerSlam. Mr. McMahon got like a 24 karat gold egg, and someone broke into his office and stole it.
Why would he travel with it?
Or he brought it to I don't know. He wanted to show it off.
Okay.
But someone broke into his office and stole it. And then there was a storyline based off of that. Who stole Mr. McMahon's egg? And it turned out it was Austin Theory. Yeah, it was a stupid story, but it got everybody talking. Oh, who stole the egg? And
why did he steal the egg?
Why did he steal the egg? And why did Mr. McMahon have an egg?
Did they explain why he stole the egg?
He wanted to take a selfie with it.
Oh, God, that's stupid.
Yeah. Mr. McMahon then turned out to have respect for him for taking initiative.
See, that's something.
Yeah, taking initiative. And then that's when Austin Theory became his boy toy type deal.
God, that's awful.
There was that. And the most weird one recently was when Lacey Evans got pregnant. So the storyline was Ric Flair was like kind of managing Lacey Evans while she was in a feud with Charlotte Flair. But she in real life got pregnant. Lacey Evans did. And then they started suggesting that maybe Ric Flair was the father of this baby.
Naturally. That's
Like
the only
80-year-old
logical conclusion you can have.
Yeah. The story was like, Ric Flair got Lacey Evans pregnant. So yeah, there were bad stories, but I don't know. There was something to talk about.
It's better than anything Triple H has done so far. Like, what's a good story he's done?
Well, if we're saying the Bloodline story was good, that wasn't even his story. He finished what was there, like the Cody Rhodes stuff. He finished what was there.
I don't count that.
Yeah, it wasn't your deal. You just took over for what was already there.
But yeah, ever since then, the Triple H era, it's been kind of lackluster. You had the start of that thing with the Wyatt sucks, but then look at
where they
now.
murdered the whole roster.
Yeah, then nothing.
And then there's posting at Whataburger that same night, and then showing up the next week with no mention, not even a hint at, you definitely murdered Chad Gable. Like there was blood pouring out of his head.
R-Truth, that fell into their lap and they did nothing with it.
And yeah, see, that's what I was saying. You know, they want to talk about it on Unreal. So it's like they're putting all their creative efforts into Unreal.